Let us start the last session, that is Tableau Intermediate Part 2. We'll try to learn all the important aspects that are a little bit advanced compared to the other topics that we have discussed, but you may find them useful later on. We will now take our third case study, which is predicting the house price in a place called King County in USA. We are taking a real data set that is available in open source. So these are all the homes that are sold between somewhere between 2014 or 2015. During that time, all the homes that were sold out in King County. And what are the columns that we have? We have the house ID, the date it got sold, the price that it got sold, number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, square feet of living, square feet of like different floors, how many floors are there, whether there's any swimming pool or not, what's the condition of the house, what is the grade of the house, which year it got built, what is the zip code, where is it located, all the details are there. Let us get the data. Let us start with data analysis. Okay. Let's go to our Tableau and get this data. King County house price. And where is this data? This data set is in our datasets folder. I think it is a CSV file. So go to our datasets and then KC, King County house price data. KC underscore house price data is what you need to take. And here is the data. KC house price data, and directly you can go to the sheet. There's no problem. Now this supposed to be date, but date is coming as ABC. It has to be, yeah, it has been read in some format. I think 2014-05-02. The first 8 characters are the ones that are constituting to date. So we have to write a calculated field. So create a calculated field. Let me call that as date cleaned. Date cleaned. And from this date, I would like to take the first 8 characters. You can use a function called left. You can use called mid, any function. Like there are multiple ways of doing the same thing. I will use this function called left. And all that you need to do is, what does this left function do? It just, you have to give the string and number of characters from the left hand side. How many ever characters you give, those many will be captured, taken as a substring. In the date, I would like to take first 8 characters. That is it from left. The calculation contains errors. What's the error? This is the error. Now the calculation is valid. Okay. And then date cleaned is with you. Now let's clean it. And then date cleaned is still shown as ABC. What you need to do is you need to convert them into date and time. So convert data type into date. Convert it into date. In fact, if you go to date cleaned, when you say edit, automatically internally this date parse function was used, and it has been used automatically when you convert it into date time. And this is now really a date function. So what will happen is when you click on it, it will be read. See, year, quarter, month, day, that hierarchy is created automatically. So that is how you can actually use a function to extract the date and then convert it to the date function. Suppose that I want to find out what is the price of the house month by month basis. So month by month, you have to take it this one, and then or on an average, like if you want to see month in any year, if that doesn't matter, then take this month and then click on price. This is the price of the house in every month. Let us take a bar chart and let us take the opposite of it, that is the summation of the price in every month. Okay, this is date cleaned, January, February, March, and so on. Or usually the month that is generally used is this one. Be careful with this. This is the month that is generally used. That means this is the first month, May 2014. Then June, July, August, and so on. These are the months that are used. And summation of the price. Or you can also take average price if you'd like to. That is also fine. Or summation of the price is also fine. I want to know what is the amount that has been transacted in every month. So this is the one. And let's put the price here. This is the actual sales of the homes. and I don't want it to be that big. Is there a way to format it? Let us try to format this. I don't want that large a number. Mm, Number standard, number custom. Can we show this as millions? Okay, let's show millions. Yeah, millions is fine. And the number of decimals are one only, or that's it. These many millions, these many millions. M stands for million. Yeah, that looks good. So let's say, okay, close this. This is the price. What if I want to add a reference line? That means I want to show what is the average of all these months. Now you can click on this one on the axis, click on that, add a reference line. On the sum price, take the average. Either you can take average, minimum, maximum, any reference you can add. I would like to take the average as the reference line, and here is the average reference line. This is the average reference line. What if you want to give this power to the user? Maybe user want to add the reference line at 1,000 million or 1,200 million or 600 million or 400 million. User may want to keep the reference some other place, not exactly here. You are keeping it average, we are keeping it at average. What if the user doesn't want to keep it as average? He want to keep the reference line at 600 million. How do you give that? How do you take the input from the user and the runtime that, okay, what do you want to give as reference line number? The user says, I want to give 600 million. You can take that user input using something called parameter. You can add a parameter instead of taking this average as the reference line. You can take the user input parameter. So go to this reference line and then click on this. First of all, this reference line. Where is this reference line? Reference line, add reference line. Right now, this is taken as average, okay, sum of the price. What if you would like to take that as a new parameter, okay? What if you want to take it from the user, the value, okay? So create a new parameter. You can give it a name. Let me call this as price input parameter from the user. Price input from the user. So parameter, what is a parameter? Parameter is something you can call that as user input parameter. User is going to give you some number. Okay. So display format, anything you can keep. So right now I'm keeping it as automatic. Okay. You can leave it as current value or right now any number. So let's say okay. Okay. So user input parameter, whatever the user enters, right now it is somewhere with 100 million or 1 million. So let us say 100. If we say that, where does that come? Or let's adjust this parameter. As soon as we added this parameter, you can see there is one more particular field that is added as parameter, price input parameter, that we have created on the left hand side. Can you see this? And there is one more line, since we have given one that is in millions, 400 million. Let's say if you want to keep the line here at 400 million, you have to write 400 million, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So you have to put 400 followed by 6 zeros. Then that price input parameter is coming here. Isn't it like 40 million that I have kept? One more zero. This is the 400 million. If you want to edit that particular reference line, edit reference line, do you want to edit the average line or price input parameter? First of all, the reference line, remove the average reference line. I'm removing the average reference line, and let me edit the reference line, which is price input parameter, and this should be in orange color, slightly thicker. Okay. So this is the one. Or further edit it, let me make it as red color, red in color, and this one, make it even more thicker. Okay. Now whatever number that you give here, okay, that will be displayed as the line, because I'm not interested in putting a line at average. Or what if I want to put it as 600 million, any month with more than 600 million sales? These are all the months. Any month that is less than 600 million sales, that is the one. Okay, the result will be based on whatever input. This is in the user's hand. If the user says, I want to highlight all of them, that are above 800 million, you just put 800 followed by 6 zeros, 800 million. It will be here. Wherever you want to keep the line, let's say 750 million, that is also fine. So this is user input parameter. If you create a parameter, whatever the user inputs, the line will change accordingly. Okay. User input parameter being used. The same user input parameter can be used to change the color of these bars also. What if whenever user enters something above that reference line, I want to mark all of them as blue. Below that, I want to mark them as red. Is that possible? Very much possible. In fact, user input parameter, you can also show it like a different format as well. Okay, let us try another user input parameter. I can also edit this parameter. I can also change the values of the parameter. Right now it is taking the type in values. What if I want to take a range? Let's say minimum value that you can enter in that parameter is, let's say, 100 million. Million means 100 followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 100 million. Maximum that you can keep is, let's say, it seems 750 million. Let me keep that as 1000 million. I'll take the same one, put one more zero against it. Okay. Now these are the ones, and step size, you can keep any step size. Or step size, I'm not interested. I'm just leaving it as it is. Okay, 1. Now what you can do is you can show it as a slider. So if you change the slider, it is changing. Look at that. You can give it as a slider as well. Let us edit the step size as, like, if you don't want those many numbers to be selected, let's edit the step size to be this much, 100,000. So this is the steps. At every step, this much. Got it? So you can change the parameter the way it appears also. From this one, let's say, let us take a case. Let's say user chooses this as the number, or user chooses this as the number. Whichever are below this line, maybe we want to highlight the user and tell them that, whatever the line that you picked, below that benchmark 1, 2, 3, these are the months. Above that benchmark, rest of the months are there. Let's say if you're picking it here, below that benchmark 1, 2, 3, 4 months are there. Above that benchmark, remaining are there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Above that are remaining all there. What if I want to color them based on the user input? In that case, you may have to create a new calculated field. So from here, I will create a calculated field. I'll create a calculated field, or not from here. I will create from price. Okay. Let me just ignore this one. So the price, where is the price? Yep. Let us create a calculated field. Create a calculated field. If the summation of all the price in that month, if the summation of the price is greater than whatever is the user given. What is the user given? That is price input by the user. Price input by the user. Then I would like to say, then the color is 1, or let's say I would like to say price based color. So if it is greater than 1, if it is greater than the input, for some reason this Tableau is not showing this text accurately. Maybe my screen resolution or something, it keeps on showing like this. Let me make it simple. Price input user. Let me go to the next line then 1, else 0. So what I'm trying to say is, if the summation of the price of the house is greater than the input given by the user, then I would like to take price based color as 1, else it is 0, then end. So what it will do is, it will create a new column called price based color. I would like to put that on color. Check this out. The color is different. Let me make this as a different color, two-way color, apply. Okay. Now, if I change this reference line to slightly higher value, look at this. The code that we have written, anything below this reference line, the color is 1. Anything above that reference line, color is 0. So the color is changing based on this. What is the color? Color is price-based color. Where this price-based color is the new column that we have created. That is changing the color. That is affecting the color here. Now, if you reduce the price, everything above is above this except this one. That's why it is in this color. If you further increase it, these are the two. If you further, you can change the color based on the reference line that was given by the user. This is user input. Whatever the user has more control here. Whatever he want to highlight, whatever the story that the user want to tell, he can tell that by using this parameter. Got it, everyone? You can also change the color if you'd like to, whatever color that you want to give, that is also possible. Okay, got it? Changing the color based on the user input. You can do that on the maps also. If we go to our King County, and where are our maps? Latitude, longitude, and then let us take the variable, the area of the house, square feet of living. If you take that, and then you have to take the details. Details is house ID. Put that on house ID and use all the members. Now these are all the homes. Now what I want to do is, right now, this is on the size. I would like to put it on the color. And color also, I would like to make that as red, blue, diverging, apply. Okay. There are some homes that are smaller in size. There are some homes that are larger in size, but they are not really clearly visible. Okay. Let me take the different colors. Let's take that as whichever color makes it easy to read. Even then, the homes that are higher or smaller, they are not visible. So let the user choose. Okay. If the user says that if the size of the house, if the square feet of living is more than that, if the size of the house is more than a particular number that I'm giving, then color it in different manner. If the size of the house is less than a particular number, then color it in a different manner. Again, we would like to create a parameter for this first. Then we would like to create a changing color. So first let's create a parameter that user will give us. Okay. First, let us create a parameter around square feet living. So go here, create a parameter. So I'm creating a parameter called square feet living parameter. I'm taking a range of values from minimum to maximum. Step size can be taken as 100. Okay. 100 is the step size. And then say okay. And then you can say show this parameter. Where is this show parameter option? Can you see that? View show parameter. This parameter will be shown. So you can choose, but right now it has no effect. Right now user can choose any parameter. Now what I want to do is I want to take this as input. If the user says 10,000 is the one, anything above 10,000 I want to mark them as blue. Anything below 10,000 I want to mark those homes in a different color, yellow or something. Okay. So how do I do that? I have to create a calculated field around this one. So create a calculated field if our square feet of living is greater than whatever is the square feet of living parameter that user is giving, then area based color. Okay. Area based color, that will be, then it will be 1. That area based color will be 1, else it will be 0, then end. That's it. Now what I'll do is I'll bring that area based color onto the color parameter. Okay. Now sum of area that need to be removed. Simple. I'll bring that area based color on here. Okay. Summation of area based color. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color, edit the color to red green or red green diverging, and instead of that reverse red and green. Okay. So if the user says highlight all of them, like this is still not clear. So what I'll do is I will try to put that as two different colors. Let me make it discrete. Here it is taking some. Let us do one more thing. So what we will do is area based color. It's not though it is taking. Let us edit this. Let's make it as a dimension. Then area based color. Then instead of one, let's say this is a big home. Whatever user is giving, if our home is more than that, then it is a big home. Else it is a small home. Small home. This formatting is totally looking bad, but it still works. This is a small bug in Tableau. Let me write it again cleanly. If your square feet of living, square feet, where is square feet? If SQRT, what is the variable name? SQFT. SQFT of living is greater than whatever the user has given. Square feet of living is greater than. Actually, if you are using your scroller, like sometimes when you try to highlight it, these bugs come. But let us see, I'll try to make it smaller. Okay, greater than user input, which is like square T or SQFT living parameter. If that is greater than that, then what happens is my let's call that as big home. Big home. Okay. Else, let me make it big. Else, let's call that as small home. Small home. Or let's small it is called a small only. The other one is big only. Big and small. That's it. These are the two values. If a house is there and if its area is more than whatever user has given, big. Otherwise small. And that's it. Calculation is valid. Okay. Now this is price based color. This is area based color. I would like to use that area based color on color. Now it is clear. Now the user has given, let's say 10,000 or 9,000. These are the homes that are big. These are the homes that are small. Big homes are in blue color. Small homes are in yellow color. Let us edit this parameter. Let's make the step size as, let's say 1,000 to make it little bigger steps. So these are all like user has entered these 3,200. Let's say fair value, let us take. User has entered 7,290 square feet. Anything above 7,200, these are all the big homes. This is the location where all the big homes are there. The remaining are all small homes. And if you want to know the price of all those big homes, easy peasy. You just put that there. Here you go. Average price of all those big homes, the big homes, big home. What if I want to select only big homes? This is the big home. $7 million, 8 million, $2 million. Obviously, the big homes will be costly. The small price of the small homes and all that is also given. Everything else, yeah, price of the homes is also given. Or if you want to put the price on the size of the home, obviously the big homes are highlighted automatically. So that is how you can change the colors also based on the input parameter taken by the user or given by the user. You can give more control to the user by using these input parameters. Even on the map also it is possible. Even if you want to change the color, let's say these big homes, if you want to change the color to the big one, you want to make it like red or some other color, Tableau 1.0 or Tableau this one, and then red color, small homes, some other color, that is also fine. Okay. That brings us to our first lab exercise for you. In this lab exercise, understand each and every problem statement. You have to create reference lines and parameters. Get this data set called price web data and find out what are the brands that got above average ratings. How do you get to know above average, below average ratings? For every brand, you have to find out average ratings and then add a reference line that shows all the average ratings. Add an average list price reference line in the price web data. So take every brand and then create a similar one. Here it is on reviews, average reviews. Here it is on average list price. The third question is create a parameter on the average ratings. This is interesting. You have to create a parameter on the average ratings of the item in the price web data, the same data set. Give the parameter control to the user. Let's say if the user says 3 is my number, then below 3 you have to color them in something and above 3 you have to highlight in some other color. But if other user chooses 4 is my minimum ratings, all the products or all the brands that are below 4, all the brands that are above 4 ratings need to be highlighted. So you have to give the control to the user, take the input from him. Based on that, you have to highlight or you have to suppress some of the brands. Okay. The fourth exercise is use King County house price data, draw a map to show homes and prices. Like on the map, you show the price of every home. Create a parameter on house price. Create a parameter on the house price. Take the input from the user. Mark all the homes that are higher than user entered value in blue color. Here we have marked all those homes that are higher than the user entered area. The same thing that you need to repeat with the user entered price. If the user enters $7 million, anything above $7 million, high price house, you have to mark them like this. Anything below $7 million, low price house, you have to mark them in a different color. And you can change the background of the map also. You go to the map, background maps, and make it like street. Sometimes that looks good. Okay. That is your first exercise. Once you're done with that exercise, then we will get back to the next video in this series. I'll see you on the other side. Complete this exercise.